Today, I ask members to pause in silent reflection and prayer, and then we please be standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Secretary will take the roll.
Senators Abler, Anderson, Bach, Benson, Bigham, Carlson, Chamberlain, Champion, Clausen, Coleman, Swazinski, Dames, Dibble, Dornick, Draheim, Duckworth, Dietzick, Eaton, Eichhorn, Eakin, Fate, Friends, Gazelka, Goggin, Herr, Hoffman, Housley, Howe, Ingebrigtsen, Isaacson, Jasinski, Johnson, Johnson, Stewart, Kent, Kiffmeyer, Klein, Karan, Kunish, Lang, Latz, Limmer, Lopez, Franzen, Marty, Matthews, McEwen, Miller, Murphy, Nelson, Newman, Newton, Osmic, Pappas, Port, Pratt, Putnam, Rarick, Rest, Rosen, Rude, Senjum, Tomasoni, Torres, Ray, Utke, Weber, Westrom, Uyghur, Wickland.
Pursuant to Rule 14.1, the following members intend to vote under Rule 40.7. Senators Benson, Champion, Dibble, Eaton, Fateh, Gazelka, Jasinski, Kent, Klein, Latz, Newton, Port, Tomasoni, Torres, Ray, and Wickland. A quorum is present. We move to the second order of business, executive and official communications. The following communication was received and referred. As indicated, there is no action required. And the following additional communications were received. Make note, there is no action required. Move to the fifth order of business, reports of committee. Senator Miller. Senator Miller, just a second. The Secretary will read the report.
Senator Rosen from the Committee on Finance, to which was re-referred Senate File Number 2848, a bill for an act relating to public safety, reports the same back with the recommendation the bill be amended as follows, and when so amended, the bill do pass.
Senator Miller.
Thank you, Mr. President. I apologize. You were moving a little too fast for me there. I couldn't keep up with you. Mr. President, I move that the committee report printed in the agenda and read by the Secretary be adopted with the exception of the report pertaining to appointments.
On the adoption of the committee reports, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Senator Miller.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the committee reports pertaining to appointments be laid on the table.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Those opposed, motion carries. We move now to the sixth order of business, second reading of Senate bills. Secretary will read the file numbers.
Senate file numbers 1974, 1782, 2248, 2672, 2669, 2677, 2774, 2818, 2957, and 2848.
The Senate files have been given their second reading. Move to the eighth order of business. The bills listed on today's introduction calendar are given their first reading and referred as indicated. We move to the ninth order of business, motions and resolutions. There's one motion to be read by the Secretary.
Senator Jasinski moves that the name of Senator Rarick be added as co-author to Senate file number 2964.
To that motion and the additional motions printed today, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. There are some additional authors' motions. Senator Housley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate File 2786 be withdrawn from the Committee on Aging and Long-Term Care and re-referred to the Committee on Human Services and Policy.
Senator Housley, this is your bill, and you have permission from both of the chairs?
Yes, Mr. President, I talked to the chairs, and it's okay to move.
Thank you. Senators, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Senator Abler.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate File 2845, now in the State Government Finance and Policy and Elections Committee, be re-referred to the Human Services Reform, Finance and Policy Committee. This is a bill that has to do with restructuring behavioral health at the Department of Human Services. Eventually, it'll go to that committee, but it needs to start in the Human Services Committee, so I'll appreciate members' support. Thank you.
And Senator Abler, that is your bill, and you have permission for both of the chairs of those committees?
I do, Mr. Chair. Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you, Senator. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Senate Resolutions 97 through 100 are referred to the Committee on Rules and Administration. Move on to the 13th order of business, announcements of Senate interest. Announcements. Senator Swedzinski.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to remind my colleagues that Senator Coran and I have been pretty busy the last few months trying to work out next Friday's agenda for One Minnesota, and I hope all of you can attend. There's no cost to it. It'll be at the Humphrey Institute, and it's just another way for us to reach across to the other chamber and across the aisle. Hope all of you can make it next Friday. Thank you. And thank you, Senator Coran.
Further announcements. Senator Miller.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate do now adjourn until Monday, February 14th at 11 a.m.
To that motion, all those members signify by saying aye. Those opposed, motion carries. The Senate is adjourned.